nice to get some late hits there and capitalize on some of those chances.
It was. There were a lot of good at bats tonight. It's hard to go through the list of quality at bats right there. But yeah, Michael, obviously the Will at bat, Freddie, just on and on. I think that we really put together some good at bats. Found a way to win a ball game. I think the thing that really shouldn't get noticed is that play Tommy made in that fourth inning to that in-between hop to get the force out. I think Ellie hit it, and so that was just to kind of keep the game where it was at. But the bullpen was fantastic tonight.
How important were those walks that Michael drew just to kind of get those rallies started in the 7th and 9th?
They were huge. The pinch hit at bat versus Ashcraft, and then the at bat right there versus Pagan, just to kind of get deep in a count, get behind, but still fight 10 pitches, get on base. Took some really good swings to spoil some pitches, and got a chance to get James in there to score from first, which was huge. But just the life to the at bats, much better.
Was just one of those nights for Glasnow kind of fighting the command?
Well, I mean, the first 3 innings, I thought he was lights out. I thought it was one of those outings that he could have went 6 innings, given how efficient he was and how I thought the stuff was, and it just kind of, fell off from there. I don't know if he lost his grip, but then you could start to see the command waver, the breaking ball just not as sharp, and then he sort of just lost a little bit. But, it was good for us to pick him up tonight.
We've talked about this throughout the year. What is the key to Will Smith with 2 outs?
I think, again, he just has a great way of controlling the strike zone, not chasing, and he knows how to get a base hit. And I think sometimes people expand, their swing gets too big in the moment, and Will just kind of checks down and puts the barrel to it. And, between him and Freddie, with guys in scoring position, there aren't 2 better guys.
Is that closer to the Freddie that you're looking to see, especially like 2 base hits to the left side?
Yeah. That second hit versus Lodolo was pretty impressive. That's vintage Freddie, and I think he's been kind of working on trying to find a cue and working hard, and tonight he looked really, really good tonight.
Will's hitting 350 in the month of July. How different is that from the guy you had the last few Julys?
Completely different. He's healthy. I think we're managing the workload. He's fresh. He's completely bought in, and he's doing a great job. And even behind the plate, he's been really good back there. So I think as far as preventing runs, I think our catchers have been fantastic. But, yeah, I mean, this guy is taking really good at bats, doesn't waste any pitches.
Is he going to win batting title and no one noticed?
Probably. There's not a whole lot of fanfare with Will regardless anyway, which he probably doesn't mind. But, yeah, if he just continues to do what he's doing, I don't see why he wouldn't.
As far as, relievers you trust right now in the 9th inning, is Vesia pretty much at the top of the list?
Yeah, I think so. It's one of those things where trust him. He's neutral. He loves the big moment. He's performed. And then you just got to kind of figure out what's the most leverage. And sometimes you just want to try to extend the game. And, I find myself calling on him in the 6th, 7th, or the 8th. But I absolutely trust him in any spot, yeah.
Is that still just kind of swinging at the wrong pitches on some of those at-bats, or is it something more with the swing that you're seeing itself?
Tonight I just don't think he saw Lodolo well at all, clearly. And I think he just got into swing mode. And, when he's best, he's getting the baseball up, and he's using the big part of the field. And especially in this ballpark where he doesn't need to go to right field, just to kind of, tomorrow it's Martinez who's going to be nibbling, and it's going to be Cutter and changeup down below, and he's got to get back to the big part of the field and not chase down below. But tonight is just one of those nights that he just couldn't help himself from swinging.
5th inning, bases loaded, no outs. Dreyer and Casparius get you out of there with just 1 run. How important was that to keeping things within reach?
It was great, and that's kind of what I'm accustomed to our bullpen doing, is minimizing damage. And even Jack gave up the 1 infield hit, I think, to Hayes, but he came in and did his job, went after guys, got a shallow pop up, and then Caspi getting him in there to do an up down was huge. And so, yeah, we had 2 guys do up downs, did a great job to kind of cover the length tonight, but really proud of those guys tonight. And tomorrow, having Show go along with Emmett, I feel good about the length that we have. So we're in a good spot going to the off day.
Responding to the boos there when he.
Yeah, I think that was personal, and I think that was good to see. The stuff, the fastball, the slider, all that stuff was big, and he hasn't done an up down in a while. But I think a lot of the adrenaline and come back to a place, being welcomed to boos, I think was a little bit more motivation.
You guys have had 3 different guys get saves just on this road trip. Do you feel like you're kind of getting back to, and I know a lot of it's due to just kind of injuries and stuff to the bullpen, but as you get closer to October, getting back to that, just like closer by committee and expectations and different runways for guys?
Yeah, I think that it's more of, who we have available, the trust tree, and giving guys an opportunity and leverage. And, it was good. It's good to see the last, handful of days, guys responding the right way. I think that homestand hopefully is behind us as far as how we performed, but I think guys are settling in nicely and, getting back to themselves.